the United States, the Democrats have voted down Born Alive legislation designed to protect survivors of abortion. And I'm beginning to think that human infants might need to start self-identifying as horned lizards while they're still in the birth canal. Because from my research, I think people really seem to care about those kind of babies. The Democrats have gone full Moloch 2020, human sacrifice and all. National Review Online has all the details. By a vote of 53 to 44, the Senate has failed to pass the Born Alive Abortion Survivors Protection Act, which would have required doctors to provide medical care to infants born alive after an attempted abortion procedure. Just 3 Democratic senators crossed the aisle to vote with the Republicans in favor of the legislation. Bob Casey Jr., Joe Manchin, there's no surprise there, and Doug Jones. All 6 of the Democratic senators currently running for the 2020 presidential nomination voted against the bill. Cory Booker, Sherrod Brown, Kristen Gillibrand, Kamala Harris, Amy Klobuchar, and Elizabeth Warren, along with independent Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont. At the very same time that the mainstream left in the United States was voting as a bloc for infanticide, allowing live babies to die of medical neglect on a table, a story was breaking across the pond about a rat that needed its life saved by the government. Just look at this from the Telegraph. The helpless, overweight rodent was spotted on Sunday afternoon in the small town of Bensheim near Frankfurt, attempting to hoist itself through a gap in a manhole too narrow for it to pass through. Animal rescuer Michael Sayre was dispatched following a call from a passerby, but initially found no way to lift the cover off the manhole and push the rat out from the other side. An entire team of volunteer firefighters was called out to lend a hand. Gross. That rat should have been sent straight to hell instead of made into a star of a viral news story. Anyway, the way the world treated the life of that plague-carrying rodent, deploying thousands of dollars in government resources and an entire team of professionals to help save its life from an ugly end, versus the lives of born human infants, got me thinking about what other sorts of creatures are held in such high esteem, higher than babies in the United States. Let's look at bald eagles and their cousin golden eagles. They are precious lives based on the laws that protect them. And the same law also seems very concerned about neonatal and perinatal golden and bald eagles. Here's the law. Whoever within the United States or any place subject to the jurisdiction thereof, without being permitted to do so as hereinafter provided, shall knowingly or with wanton disregard for the consequences of his act take, possess, sell, purchase, barter, offer to sell, purchase, or barter, transport, export, or import at any time or in any manner any bald eagle, commonly known as the American eagle, or any golden eagle, alive or dead, or any part, nest, or egg thereof of the foregoing eagles, is thus guilty of a crime. And for every infraction of that law, the perp can face a $5,000 fine and up to a year in jail. Do it again, and the fines and jail time for each infraction double. In the United States, the Dolphin Protection Consumer Information Act requires specific labeling of tuna cans so that consumers can know that their food is quote-unquote dolphin safe, that no dolphins were harmed, killed, or even endangered in the harvesting of their tuna fish. That law was developed as part of an international dolphin conservation program. Remaining on the topic of sea life, when 2 people tried to smuggle 911 sea turtle eggs into the United States from Mexico in 2014, they were both charged with conspiracy, smuggling, importation contrary to law, and unlawful trafficking in wildlife. You see, the United States government takes infant sea turtles pretty darn seriously. And again, let's stay under the sea for this next one. finning a shark or trading or selling shark fins in several Democrat-run states like Washington, Hawaii, Oregon, and of course California is illegal. But you can go ahead and part the remains of an unborn baby out like an old Chevy Caprice to the highest dollar, and no one really seems to bat an eye. In fact, it's just the opposite in California. You can be charged and put on trial for making an unedited recording of people trading in baby parts, as is the case with the current trial of 2 employees of the Center for Medical Progress. The federal government is also pretty worried about your dog, your cat, your new home construction, and your snowmobile killing infant burrowing owls, moving to protect them under the Migratory Bird Treaty Act. Now, under that act, if someone harms the eggs of this little bird willingly, they can face fines of up to $2,000 and 2 years in the slammer. And earlier I mentioned horned lizards right off the top, so I'm finally getting around to them. The Protected State Reptile of Texas has a hatching program where the little infant lizards are cared for and protected and loved before they are released into the wild. These teeny tiny lizards have a nursery, and they get the very best of neonatal care, the kind of care Democrats don't think born alive human babies are entitled to. You see, not all endangered babies are created equal. Human survivors of abortion would get better care if they were lizards or owls. And this might be the only time that self-identifying as a trans species makes perfect sense to me. For the Rebel.media, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. We live in the age of conservatives being completely deplatformed by social media sites. What just happened to Tommy Robinson's Facebook account is proof of that. But we are building a way around that. We have a Rebel Media mobile app. It's available on the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. Download it, give it a try, and fight back against censorship wherever you go.